Well, hello, assalamu alaikum. You are watching B Sports presents Mood Swings with Faizan Najeeb. और आज का एपिसोड जो है बहुत ही स्पेशल है, बहुत ही मजेदार है. Today we have with us someone who is multi-talented. She's a singer, she's a presenter, she is also a former Miss Australia. Let's welcome Erin Holland.
Hi, how are we?
Hello, Erin. How are you? What's up?
Look, so much. No, it's been a little quiet since I got back to Australia, unfortunately, from Pakistan. But no, we're going okay here. I'm at Ben's place, so at least I've got some company with him and my puppy dog during isolation, which is nice.
So how's quarantine coming along? What are you up to? Like, you're super fit. So firstly, I want to know that, you're super fit. What is the secret?
Secret is when your fiance is an athlete. They like to train and keep fit all the time. So he's instilled some good habits in me the last 5 years or so. So yeah, so fitness is just a massive part of our routine. It's something that I like to do every day. Not only does it make me feel good, it actually makes me, mentally keeps me going as well, which is really important. I think in this current climate, it's important to look after yourself physically as well as mentally.
Okay, so I was giving you an introduction and I was talking about, okay, by the way, before, we continue and we talk, whoever, have joined us, please ask questions, whatever you want to ask. I'm going to make sure that I ask them to Erin. And Erin, so yeah, when I was giving you an introduction, you're so multi-talented. You're a singer, you're a presenter, and a former Miss World Australia. So how did you come into all this?
Into that part of things, or into cricket?
Into cricket.
Oh, the sports story is a funny one, actually. I have been presenting in Australia for a little while now, a lot of hosting events, a lot of beauty, fashion, all of that sort of side of things, which came from the Miss Australia component, I suppose. But my sport career started thanks to an Instagram post of all things. And Ben Cutting, my partner, got picked up in the IPL by a different team in the auction, and I posted a photo saying, "Congratulations, looking forward to seeing you play as part of the Mumbai Indians." And in my Instagram bio, it had presenter. So Star Sports Network asked me if I did sport, and I said, "Well, not currently." They said, "Well, do you like cricket?" I said, "Yeah, I love the sport. I've watched it since I was this many years old." So yeah, so I just sent along an audition tape, and the rest was history. My second gig ever was the PSL, which was fantastic, which was last year. And then since then I've done work in Canada. I did the Big Bash for Channel 7 this year as well. And then, of course, came back to the PSL this year for season 5. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind journey, but it's been a really, really, really enjoyable one. And I'm so thrilled that the PSL gave me the opportunity to come back again this season.
Yeah, it was lovely to have you here. We've always enjoyed your company, and more than that, of course, your work has been fantastic. You're loved by Pakistanis. I can read a lot of comments here, and they're giving you a lot of love from Pakistan. They were extremely happy when you came to Pakistan to cover PSL. So thank you for being a part of it. Okay, so before we go further and talk to you, about your life and everything, let's play a small game. We are going to have some pictures for you, childhood pictures of players, and you have to guess who the player is. Okay?
That's me. I'm very quiet. Okay, I'll give it a go.
Okay, so, and once you've guessed it, or even if you don't guess it, you have to give one advice to that player. Okay?
This is really hard. Oh my god!
It should be a funny advice. Try to be funny. Okay. Yeah, something funny. Okay.
Try and be funny. Okay.
Okay. By the way, even you guys can guess from those pictures. The pictures are going to be on screen for 3 seconds, and then you have to guess. Okay. Can we have the first picture, please?
Oh my gosh! I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But they look really cute. I am focusing, but it's just a child. I can't tell who that is. This is hard. You could have given me like current photos, then I would have been fine.
Okay, so let me tell you, this was a trick picture. This wasn't any cricketer. This was me.
That is so unfair. That is so unfair.
Can we have the real picture? Okay, now we are having our first picture. Okay, can we have our first picture, please?
That's you again. Well, I got it right this time, didn't I?
Now, do you know who this is?
Yes, that would be you. Do I get a point for that?
No, sorry, you didn't get
Oh,
it the first
no.
time. Okay, can
I'm
we have
highly
the real picture
competitive.
now? Okay, here it is.
Oh, okay. Can you give me a hint?
Yes, he was playing for Lahore Qalandars this season.
Oh, show me again. Show me the photo again.
Can you show the picture again, please? And he also used to play for Peshawar Zalmi previously.
Oh, I can't see the picture again. So
Can we have the picture again, please?
I need to take a mental screenshot. I don't know, Ben. Who do you reckon that is? As a kid?
Okay, a lot of people are getting it right. Cricket Mania, Raja, Mustaqim, Usman Sheikh, Fahad, Salman. All these
I'm
guys have
not
got it
getting
right.
any of these. I'm not getting any of these. Oh, it's Baby Hafiz.
Yeah.
Baby Hafiz.
You got it from the
I'm
comment.
getting someone down the bottom now.
Yeah. My
Thanks,
team is
guys.
helping
Thanks
you
for
out. My team
coming.
is helping you out. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Please.
Yeah. So any advice for Hafiz?
Oh no, I just think keep doing what you're doing. I think he had a pretty fantastic season, and he's such a great character of the game, and as a presenter, you really appreciate that because they're just so fantastic to watch and to interview. So yeah, great fun watching him this season.
Okay, on that note, we are going to have another picture for you, Erin. Get ready.
This is actually a really hard game.
No, not really. This one is easy. Okay, come on.
That's not easy.
That is very easy. Just look at his face.
I am looking at his face. I really need Ben to come over here and help me with this, I think.
Okay, we can allow you that. Yeah, Erin.
He's not. You can see him on the couch in the corner, not helping me out at all.
Where is Ben? I can't see him. Oh, he's sitting at the back.
Yeah.
He's lying at the back.
He's lying at the back.
Yeah, you can call him to
Working on
help
the
you out.
computer. He's really not. Look, you can just see his leg. You see his leg in the corner.
Yeah, I can see his legs from here.
There he is. Oh, you see the stumps in the background. I'll show you around the house instead.
Oh, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool, actually.
You got some plenty of cricket paraphernalia in this house. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. So
I should have brushed up on my kid version of players. This is very unexpected. I didn't think I'd be doing
Okay,
this.
should I give you a hint?
Yes.
Pakistan's current coach.
Oh, okay. Well, you got me there.
Yeah, so it's Misbah Haq. Yes, it's Misbah Haq.
Oh, Ben has beard envy from him. That's for sure.
Yeah. So a lot of people got it right, by the way. Just by the way, most of them actually got it right.
Well, I think you should show me the comments as we're going. So then, if I think I'm on the right track,
yeah, okay.
I'm already getting them at the very end.
Yeah. Oh, Misbah's eyes. Somebody said, recognized him by his eyes.
No,
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't.
Okay, the advice for Misbah.
Oh, advice for me. Well, I mean, he's given Ben beard inspo, so I mean, keep doing what you're doing there, or not. As you all probably know, I'm not a massive fan of the beard. He is growing another beard at the moment, actually. So he did get rid of the one that I was campaigning for during the HBL PSL, but it's on its way back now because he hasn't bothered shaving since he's been in ISO. But no, I think he's got a really difficult choice ahead of him. Coming to the T20 World Cup, it's a pretty great selection that you've got to choose from players, and I think the PSL was a wonderful example of that. There were some incredible performances and some really amazing new emerging talents. So yeah, it's definitely not a shortage of options to pick from should we hopefully get one later on this year.
Okay, so on that note, we are going to have another picture for you, Erin.
Oh no, I suck at this.
No, this one last.
Okay, fine.
This one is very easy.
Is that baby Shazad?
Oh, how did you get that? Well done, Erin. I am very impressed with this one.
He
How did
still
you
looks
get this?
the same. That's right. And he's got such a baby face, and he's still got a baby face. He's always cleanly shaven. The problem is a lot of these guys are growing beards now, so I find it hard to tell. But I'm definitely a baby Shazad. Yeah, I'm glad I got that one right.
Well done. So you actually got that right. Okay. So now coming back to you again. Erin, what's your diet plan? Like, how do you go about it? You keep yourself super fit when you're traveling also. A lot of time you indulge in a lot of local food, whenever you're traveling, and you're invited to, people's places and, to the restaurants and everything. So how do you manage to follow your diet?
Look, when I'm traveling, to be perfectly honest, a lot of the time we are very busy. We don't actually get a lot of time to ourselves. So on a game day, for example, I would get up, I would go to the gym, I would have a little bit of breakfast, then I'd be in hair and makeup for a couple of hours, and then I go to the ground for anywhere between 8+ hours. So you are very busy, and food doesn't end up being such like a massive focus, I suppose. So you're kind of just snacking and grabbing things wherever you can, and running on energy the whole time. But when I have time to plan, I try to keep a pretty healthy, I suppose, eating regime. Ben keeps me honest with that. I'm usually not a breakfast person, but he tries to get me eating breakfast every morning, and he's a big fan of something like protein oats or scrambled eggs on some really nice grainy toast, and lunch something healthy and fresh. I'm a big salad person. I love fresh food, and in Australia we're really lucky. We have access to every cuisine under the sun, really healthy, fresh foods, and a lot of variety. So you can eat a different kind of salad every day of the week and feel like you're always getting something different. So I think it's just about trying to make good, healthy choices wherever possible, and also not beating yourself up when time just doesn't allow. Like sometimes if I'm at the ground and all that's there is delicious curry and rice and naan, you got to eat it because you have to eat to stay focused. So I think it's just all about balance and making sure that you're keeping active every day. The more that I stay active, the better I find my eating habits are as well. So I just think it's all about balance. It's all about not depriving yourself of the things that you love the most as well, because sometimes by telling yourself you can never have something, all you want is to eat the block of chocolate. So I find that's a really good way of keeping that balance, is also knowing that you're human, knowing that we love what we love, and that's okay, but in moderation is always the key. So I think always try and make good, healthy choices. Luckily, I've trained myself to really like the taste of healthy foods, which is a good thing. And I don't drink. I really don't drink alcohol, and that's a really massive thing when it comes to staying fit and healthy. So in Australia, people do like a cheeky drink or two, and we have a pretty healthy fitness and diet regime, so it's not something that we ever really indulge in. So, yeah.
So you should actually, follow moderation and, work out and, have healthy choices. Okay, so we have a very interesting question for you here. So Fahad is asking, why don't you plan a meetup during PSL? You've got big fans in Pakistan. What do you have to say about that? Should we do that the next time?
I think we should do that. That would be a great idea. As I said, we definitely have really jam-packed schedules, and you guys might not know, but game days don't just go for the 3.5 hours the game is on. We are there like 3 or 4 hours before a game. We've got pre-shoots, we've got player interviews, we've got production meetings. It takes time to get to the ground. Like, as you guys might have seen in Pakistan, if you lived in any of the cities where we had the games, traffic is crazy. The security is crazy. Sometimes it can take an hour to get to the ground. So, on game days, let alone double header game days, you're gone for probably 8-9 hours at the ground. Plus I have hair and makeup for a couple of hours before then. So there really isn't a lot of time. I tried to make as much time as I could to go around to the crowd and say hi and meet some of you and take photos. So I hope I got to as many of you as I could, but I don't know. I'm happy for you to plan one next season if I can get back over there. What do you reckon?
We'd love to. I think the people are going to love it here. Okay, we have another question from Cricket Man. Yeah, he's saying, who is your favorite Pakistani cricketer?
No, this is such a hard question.
Yeah, you're in the spot right now.
Past player.
Pakistani player.
Yeah, past Pakistani player. Current. Okay, fine. I really enjoyed watching Shaheen Shah Afridi play this season, and Mohammad Hasnan. I think they're incredibly exciting talent. They are so quick, they're so good, they're so young. They're going to be fantastic. The older they get as well, the more experience that they get. They were incredibly exciting to watch. I thought Mohammad Musa was fantastic this season as well. I mean, that game where he won it on the last ball for Islamabad United against Lahore in a packed out Lahore stadium, like that can't have been easy. And I just thought that was such a special moment, and just one I did not see coming. I wasn't actually working that game, but I was watching, of course, back in my hotel room. And I remember, because I think I was with Ben at the time, actually, I turned to him and I said, I cannot believe that just happened. Like, where did that come from? That hold your nerve in that kind of situation.
And when you're so young, yeah, and
Yeah, when
you're
you're
put
so
in,
young.
yeah, like, when you're so young, and you take absorb all
Yeah.
that pressure. Okay, so we have another
Yeah.
question for you from Maz Ahmed. He is asking, your favorite city in Pakistan. Now that's going to be a tough one for you. You're
That
going to
is a really
disappoint
tough
a lot of
one.
fans. You're going to disappoint a lot of
Yeah.
fans.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go through. I've only been to 3 cities in Pakistan, and I love them all for different reasons. And I'll tell you what they are. So Karachi for me now kind of feels like home because I've been there twice now. Of course, we went there last season for the finals of the PSL, so it kind of feels like I'm coming home. I'm getting to see some of the same people, which is fantastic. We go to Wasim Akram and Shanira Akram's house every year, which is really fun for a party. So that just kind of has that familiarity to it. I loved Islamabad because it is so beautiful. I thought the hills were stunning. Faisal Mosque was just one of the most incredible buildings I've ever seen in my life. I thought, the scenery was just picturesque, and Pindi Stadium was a really fun experience, although a cold one. Not a fan of the
Yes.
cold, but was some fantastic cricket to be had there, and I thought the crowd was fantastic. And then, of course, ended up in Lahore only for a couple of days, but it is the hometown for so many of you that, I did work on the HBL PSL with, Zenab included. It's a hometown. She took me around to as many places as she could in such a short period of time, and it just had a totally different feel to it. So they say to me that Karachi versus Lahore is kind of like Melbourne versus Sydney. Which I can totally understand. I can totally see a little bit of.
Should I put you in the spot asking?
Charm.
So should I put you in the spot asking Karachi versus Lahore? Who would you choose?
Well, I can't because I haven't seen enough of it yet. I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't make me go there. Don't make me go there. They're both amazing in different ways.
No, I was just pulling your leg. Okay, so we have another question from Bilal Iqbal, if I'm not wrong. He's asking your favorite Pakistani dish. I know what it is, by the way.
Well, my favorite main dish is definitely biryani. My favorite dessert is a gulab jamun.
Gulab jamun, yes. Gulab jamun.
That one.
Gulab jamun.
It's delicious.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's amazing. They'd often have it at games, and I'd be there like spooning maybe like 6 or 7 of them into like a little cup to take with me on the boundary, which is sitting there eating dessert, usually because I'm nervous. But yeah, it's some incredible food over there. I'm not good with spice, and I know Pakistani food can be very spicy, but it's quite funny because then everyone's kind of like, "Oh, Erin, this is a good one for you." Well, don't touch that. Don't touch that.
But Abdul Wahab is asking, have you ever tried nihari?
I don't know. What is it? Maybe I have. I don't know. I tried a lot of things when I was there. I wasn't always sure what they were called.
Now, I feel bad that you haven't tried nihari. So the next time you're coming to Karachi, I'll make sure that I get nihari for you. Okay, so now moving forward. Okay, now we have a small, what I call is the mood fire. There are some rapid questions that I'm going to throw at you, and you have to be like really quick without thinking. You have to answer them. Okay. Okay, so let's go to our first question. Our first question is, who would you choose out of these two as your quarantine partner, Danny Morrison or Ramiz Raja, and why?
Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, I know Danny really well, and Danny says he's a Kiwi, but he's really an Aussie. So at least, like, he lives close to me. There's probably more of a chance that I'd actually get to be stuck in ISO with Danny rather than Ramiz. But we love you, Uncle Ramiz. I'm sure we have a great time.
Okay, the next one is Wasim Akram or Bakar Yunus.
Oh, I love Wasim Akram, and it's because I get Shanira as well. So it's like a double whammy of fun. That's the only reason. Love you too, Waka.
Okay, now a tough one for you. Ben Cutting or Zainab Abbas.
It's really hard. It's like my sister versus my husband.
Ben is sitting right behind you. Trust me. That's going to be a huge problem.
I have to say Ben, don't I? Because he's kind of like in the corner behind just these legs. But maybe my husband, but only just.
And why is that so? Like, you need to justify to Zainab at least, not me, but Zainab.
That's true. Well, again, I mean, situationally, I don't think I can convince her to move to Australia. I've tried. Yeah. I have tried. Hopefully, I will get to see her later on this year for the World Cup. But he's a good egg. He can stay.
Okay, so You've covered a lot of matches in PSL. What's your favorite match? What's your most memorable match that you can never forget?
I have to say the beginning match of this season's PSL was pretty special. It was, of course, the first time that Ben had been a part of the HBL PSL. I was working that game. We had the high of the opening ceremony, and then for him to have played such a strong game. He wasn't man of the match in that game, but he was very close. But I was just very proud. It was an overwhelming moment. I was back at one of my favorite tournaments. I was here with him. He got to play. He did sensationally well, and yeah, it was very special. And then a close second would have been probably his next game that he played, which unfortunately was about a week later because he got sick, where he was man of the match, and I was so nervous sitting on the sideline trying to think of.
Yeah, I remember, when he won it for Quetta Gladiators, Erin was dancing on the boundary line. You
Yeah,
remember that, right?
I was, and you were there as well, laughing at me.
Yeah.
I get so nervous. I literally sit here like this. I cannot cope. And it's if anyone's ever got someone that they love who plays the sport, they understand that feeling of nervousness, whether you're a parent or partner or it's your brother or your sister playing out there. It's so nerve-wracking because cricket is just one of those sports where it's so frustrating and so nerve-wracking, and there's nothing you can do as a spectator. You're just sitting there hoping for the best, and I sit here like this constantly and hide from the situation. But it all worked out very well in those two games, and I was very proud to be there and proud to be working as well as part of it.
Yeah, I saw you pretty excited, during the matches. So the next question is, you have an option. One will actually happen, not happen, but it's a tentative. It's a question that I'm just making a situation for you. Okay,
Okay.
so either you getting blank in front of the camera or Ben getting out on the first ball.
Oh, I'd rather go blank. I'd totally rather go blank because I'd probably do that anyway if he got out on the first ball while I was working. So because I can recover from a blank. If he's out, he's out. There's nothing he can do. So at least I've got a chance to redeem myself.
Okay, so what is your guilty pleasure food?
Oh, I have the sweetest tooth in the entire world. In fact, I just ate pretty much a whole bag of raspberry licorice while we were watching Tiger King on Netflix that everyone's watching at the moment. We're almost done.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready for this interview, and Ben goes to pick up the bag. He's like, "You almost ate the entire thing." I'm like, "Oh."
But does it look
realize
like?
I'm doing
Where does
it?
it all go? Where does it all go? It doesn't even look like you eat anything.
Gotta work out. Just gotta go to the gym. Just seriously, it's all about balance. And I did a really big gym session today. So, that's the worst when you're just mindlessly eating while you're watching something. But yes, I have a massive sweet tooth. So chocolate, sweets, anything like that. In fact, Rouge, if you're watching right now, she was like my Haribo queen, and she would find me Haribo, and she would send me treats while I was in Pindi because she didn't come to Pindi for the first little bit. She made sure I was sorted with my snacks.
Okay, so we have a question from Ismail Munna, and he's asking, what's your favorite team? What's your favorite team in PSL?
Oh, well, I mean, it's always going to be Quetta. It's definitely always going to be Quetta. I have a soft spot, and I think Serviv was one of my absolute idols growing up, and my dad's idol as well, who brought me up on cricket. So because he's a part of that team, I always had a soft spot for them. And then, of course, when they picked up Ben for the first round in the draft, I was like, yes, Greta.
Okay, so we have another question from Zeni. He's asking, Erin, describe your Pakistani cricket fans. Now, I think they want to hear something about themselves also.
No, I mean, you guys are some of the most incredible crowds I've ever heard. I think when a packed out stadium is being played, in Pakistan, there's no sound like it. The sound is incredible. You guys make 20,000 people sound like 100,000 people. Like, it sounds like a packed out MCG, to be perfectly honest, when you're in full flight. So, credit to you all for turning up in droves for the HBL PSL this year and for making such a wonderful atmosphere, because that's what G's us up as much as it G's up the players. It's
so
amazing.
Here, I'm going to put you in the spot. You've been to Karachi, you've been to Lahore, you've been to Pindi. Which crowd is the most noisiest?
Ooh, okay. So I never actually got to do a game in Lahore, so I can't speak for there. But I mean, the final at Karachi last year was something else. That crowd was unbelievable. So I'm probably have to say that just edges out Pindi, but the Pindi crowds definitely made their presence felt. And we had a lot of rain affected games there too. So big kudos to everyone that stood by us and continued to come out and made their presence felt, even on those days that it kind of took a few hours for us to get playing.
Okay. And what about Babar Azam's batting? A lot of people are asking. Hasib Khan is asking, what do you think about his batting? Some comments on that?
He's class. He is absolute class. And when he is on, there is nothing more beautiful to watch than Babar Azam in full flight. So it was amazing watching him play for Karachi again this season. I thought he was, as good as he always is, and he was a real pleasure to watch. And you're kind of always rooting for him to do well, even if they were playing Quetta. I'd be like, it was nice to see him get going because he's just such a class player to watch. He's really enjoyable and just different to a lot of the other T20 batsmen going around. I think he still plays those beautiful classic cricket shots, and he's just so technically beautiful. It's nice to see that still have its place in T20 cricket.
Yeah, but he's been compared to a lot of greats, in the cricketing world. Like, for example, Cricket Mania is asking, just like Cricket Mania is asking right now about Babar versus Kohli. So, what do you think about these comparisons?
No, I think they're fantastic, and it's great for the game. There are, of course, a lot of things to love about both of those players, and he's definitely Pakistan's answer to Kohli, I think, which is fantastic to watch. And yeah, he's just getting better and better, which is fantastic. And I think he's still ranked number one in T20 batsman rankings around the world. So that's an incredible credit to Pakistan. And he's not alone. There's a lot of other amazing batsmen who are making waves in the franchise cricket world as well. So yeah, he'll be fighting to keep his top spot. I reckon there'll be some other people from Pakistan that'll be knocking on his door.
Yeah, and with the T20 World Cup coming up, I think Pakistanis would love that he keeps at the top spot. Okay, so we have Idris Akbar. He wants to ask you about the Pakistani dresses and culture. So what do you feel about the culture here and the dresses and everything? We've seen you wearing the Desi Shalwar Kameez and everything. So, just tell us something about that experience.
Yeah, I love exploring the fashion of different countries. I think, fashion is such an integral part of a country's culture, and you guys have some beautiful fashion. So last year I got involved. As soon as we got to Pakistan, I only wore Eastern wear, which I absolutely loved. And Zainab started styling me and introducing me to a few local designers, Sania Musketeer, Sapphire, just to name a few. Cross stitch I wore a couple of times. Beautiful, beautiful clothing. But this year, of course, I'm getting married at some point this year, whenever that may be. I'm not sure. COVID unfortunately has delayed when the wedding will be, but I actually went into Sania Musketeer and went to the wedding section, the bridal section, and oh my God, the work in your dresses is unbelievable. And the story behind them, the fact that it takes months to make these dresses because they're so intricate. That's not something that I see a lot of back home in Australia.
Especially for the bridal dresses, dresses.
Yeah, so if you go on my Instagram, I've actually got a photo in a local designer wedding dress from Sanya actually, and I was just blown away. It was just beautiful, and I love wearing the outfits, and as soon as I got the chance to actually wear them, I wore them to every game that I could. So it's one of my favorite.
So are you planning to get a Pakistani bridal dress for your wedding, or is going to be like
not at this point, because unfortunately we only generally get one day of wedding. Back in Australia, I had like 4 or 5 days, like exactly the way you guys do it. I'd totally throw one in there, but unfortunately, I'll be wearing probably more the traditional Western white dress. But I mean, never say never. If anyone's interested, let me know.
Okay, we can have a function here once you and Ben are here for PSL the next time.
Everyone keeps saying, are we having a Pakistan wedding reception, which is really cute.
You should totally do that once you're here. Okay, so Abdullah Aksir is asking, your favorite moment of HBL PSL 5?
I think we kind of touched on that before when we were talking about that, that first match for me was really something special, because I had such an incredible time at the PSL last year, and the only thing I missed was not having been around to kind of share that with, because it is so much a part of his world that I'm a part of now as part of this sports presenting aspect of my job. It felt a bit odd to kind of be there without him, I suppose, and also because he'd been there not that long before for the World 11 in Pakistan. So he was the one that encouraged me to take the job in the first place last year and get amongst it, because he had such a wonderful time. So, for me, that was probably my favorite moment.
Okay, so before we wrap it up, you've been here to Pakistan, you've been talking to people, who normally are talking in Urdu. So we'd like to hear some, Urdu from you also.
Oh my goodness! So Urush used to give us Urdu lessons in the commentary box. So basically in the upstairs where we sit, there is the commentary box where everyone sits, and that's where it's recorded and it's filmed. And then we have our own little dressing room, which is next door, and we hang out before the game, after the game, if you're not currently on for those few overs. We spent a lot of time in there, and she would do these Urdu lessons, and it would be everything from, okay, so if something is big, it's Baba. If something's small, it's Jotta. If something is, and because I'd sit outside all the time for the games, because that's where my sport is, on the boundary, I'd be like, bahut zadi hai, like I'm really cold right now. Or dekho barish ho rahi hai, when it was raining, I'd sing the song. Hey, dekho barish ho rahi hai.
It's raining.
It's raining. Which is really fun. So I try to pick up as many words as possible. You guys always go so crazy when you throw in a couple of Urdu words. It's just really fun, and of course I know the bad words. I'm not gonna
I thought we were not going to be talking about them here.
What are you talking about? You told them to me. Don't lie.
Yeah, I did. Did I? I said I'm not going to say that in front of the camera.
No, definitely not.
Well, Erin, it was great to have you on the show. Definitely, you're one of the best presenters in the world, and of course, you're a fabulous singer. So we're going to end this episode. Where you're going to be singing something for us. And before you do that, I just want to tell you that the producer of my show, he is a huge fan of yours. So I just wanted to tell you. Yes, and so Erin is going to sing something for us before we take a leave. Erin, come on, you're at the spot again.
Yeah,
you're a singer. Do you know any Urdu song? Okay, I'm making
only the raining song that I just sung. Dekho barish ho rahi hai. It's raining. That's the only Urdu song I know. But maybe we should do this again, and you can send me a song, and I will try and learn something. How's that?
That is going to be great, Erin. Thank you so much for joining us.
That is a pretty good compromise, I think, because it's 10:30 at night, and I'm like...
Yeah, look, we are so on time. I told you we are going to finish it in half an hour, and we are totally doing that. Erin,
I can't believe it was half an hour. It's going so quick.
Exactly, like it passed by, like this. Boom.
It's like the first time we talk after a game, though. All of a sudden,
I think we should end like this.
Everyone's gone. We should go.
I think we should end like this. Dekho barish ho rahi hai.
Come on, see it. It's raining. It's raining.
Well, we have one of the best presenters in the world, Erin Holland, with us. Thank you, Erin, for joining us. Take care.
Wow.
Pleasure seeing you.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. Okay, guys, this was Erin Holland, the singer, the presenter, former Miss World Australia, multi-talented. Erin was like, she became like, she was all candid for all of you guys. और मैं आपको भी शुक्रिया करता हूँ कि आपने हमें join किया, हमारे episode को enjoy किया और हमें इतना प्यार दिया. Thank you so much. Till next episode, this is your host Faizan Najeeb with B Sports Presents Mood Swings, signing off.